Everyone, welcome to my channel Easy Learning. In today's session, we will only talk about the circle, different parts of the circle, the formulas about the circle. Okay, so there are so many geometrical shapes, right? There are so many geometrical shapes, and we know the geometrical shapes can be of two-dimensional shape and three-dimensional shapes, right? It can be a 2D figure, it can be three-dimensional figures also. So like if we say two-dimensional figures are plane figures and three-dimensional figures are said to be the solid figures, right? If we say few examples of plane figure, we can take circle, we can take a square, we can say a rectangle, right? We can say a triangle. There are other shapes like trapezium, rhombus, etc. If we go in the 3D figures, which along with length and breadth also has height, like cube, we have cuboid, then we have cylinder, we have rhombus, we have a sphere, etc. All these things, all these shapes like cone, all these shapes comes under three-dimensional figures. So there are so many geometrical shapes. In this particular video, we will study about circle, which is a two-dimensional plane figure. We will study in detail about the circle. Okay, so let's see. So first let's understand what is a circle. A circle is a geometrical shape. You can see that is made by drawing a curve that is always equidistant from a fixed point. So this fixed point is said to be the center of the circle. So if you see, this center is equidistant. Equidistance means the radius, these all the sides, all the distance from the parts of the circle will be equal. So this point is said to be the center of the circle, right? So how do we define it? We define it as a circle is a geometrical shape. Let me write it for you. A circle is a geometrical shape. A circle is a geometrical shape, and in fact it's a two-dimensional shape. Geometrical shape made up by drawing a curve. And this curve, we are talking about this curve which is always equidistant. Equidistance means at the equal distance, which is always equidistant from one fixed point. And what is that one fixed point? This one fixed point is your center. So it means this is your center of the circle and this is your curve. So circle is a geometrical shape made up of drawing a curve which is always equidistant. It means this distance and this distance will always be equal from a fixed point, and this fixed point is said to be the center of the circle. Okay. Now let's see certain properties of the circle. See, the circles can be of different sizes. The circles can be of different sizes, but of course the shape remains same. Now when I am saying the circles can be of different sizes, on what factors it depends? It depends on the radius, it depends on the diameter. If the radius is 2 centimeter, of course, and if a radius is 4 centimeter, of course there will be different sizes in the circles. If I say the diameter is 4 centimeter and 8 centimeter and draw the circle, so we will get different sizes of the circle, but the shape remain same. It's a two-dimensional figure which we have already discussed. It's a two-dimensional figure. And circle, the most important property of the circle is it can have infinite number of symmetry. If I draw a line which passes from the center, right? So this and this is having a vertical symmetry. If I draw a line again, it means both the parts are symmetrical to each other. If I draw a line passing from the center, again it is divided into two semicircles. If I draw a line like this, again it is divided into two semicircles. So I can draw n number of diameters, which means the circle can be divided in multiple ways, in various ways, in n number of ways, in two equal semicircles. Therefore, we define that the circle can have infinite lines of symmetry. Right? And if we want to write the examples of the circle, can be, we can say a wall clock, right? we can say a tire of the car, we can say a coin, etc. All these are the example of circles. There are many examples which you can think and mention. Now in this video, we will talk about different parts of the circle, which are center. We will study about the circumference, radius, diameter, chord of the circle, sector, segment, arc of a circle. Then we will understand the formulas for area and circumference, and then semicircle and area and circumference of the semicircle. So from competition point of view, these topics are very important, which really helps will really help you in solving the questions in Olympiad exams as well. So let's begin with one by one part. First thing is the center. We have just discussed a center. If you can see, this is a circle, a curve we have drawn, and the center of a circle is a point from which all points are equal distance, which we just discussed, right? So this is the center. Let's say the name of the center, we defined it as O. So the center of a circle is the point from which all the points on the circle are at the same distance. All the points on the circle means if I take a point here, here, any point on the circle, and if you calculate these distances, all the distance will be same. So the center, if I want to write here, is O. Let's give the names to the center as O. Now the circumference. Like we did, suppose I am taking a square. I told you that's a perimeter means the total length of the figure defines the perimeter. But in case of circle, we use the term circumference instead of perimeter. It means the total length of the circle is defined as the circumference of the circle, the total length of the circle. So if you see, this is the circumference, right? If I start from this point, so if we keep going on like this total length of the circle defines the circumference of the given circle. Now you will say that what is the difference between circumference and circle? Because earlier we said that this is a circle. Now I am saying this is circumference. So the only difference when we say in the circumference and circle is that the circumference is a numerical value, right? We say that the circumference of the circle is 4 centimeter or say 6 centimeter. But when I say circle, it means we are talking about a shape. We are talking about the actual figure. Okay, so that's the difference when we are talking about circumference and circle. Though this total length of the circle is also defined as the circumference, but circumference is some numerical value. Rather, when I say this is a circle, it means I'm talking about a shape. I'm talking about the actual figure. So that is the difference when we say a circumference and a circle. I hope this is clear. Let's see the next slide. Next slide is radius and diameter of the circle. So you see from the figure here, I have drawn a figure on the right hand side. The radius, this is the center O, which we have already discussed in the last slide, and this is the radius, and this complete line which passes through the center of the circle is defined as the diameter. So a radius is a line segment. Line segment means part of line. What is you mean by line segment? A portion of line, a part of line, right? Drawn from the center to any point on the circle. This is center and this is any point on the circle. So this defines your radius. And a diameter is a chord that passes through the center of the circle. So if I want to write the radius will be from center to any point on the circle means OM. And since I said it's a line segment, we have to mark a line segment on it. Similarly, diameter is AB, and again it is a line segment, so we write it as a flat line on the top of it. That's the symbol to represent the line segment. Okay, so if you see from the figure, the radius is half of the diameter. What we can say? Radius is half of the diameter. And in other words, can I say a diameter is double of the radius? Right? If I am saying radius is half of the diameter, if I extend it on the other side, it also becomes a diameter. Or in other words, I can say a diameter is double of the length of radius. We will understand this with the questions and formulas in the next few slides. So this was about the radius and diameter of the circle, and you see a diameter always passes through the center of the circle. A diameter you see here always passes through the center of the circle. If I draw a line here, that is not a diameter. Why it is not a diameter? Because it is not passing through the center of the circle. It is said to be some other part of the circle, which we will see in the next slide. Okay, let's go on next slide. A chord. Now this figure will help you to understand the difference between diameter and chord. Radius, again from the center to any part of the circle gives you radius. Diameter is here EF, which is passing through the center. Now AB is again a line segment which is joining 2 points on the circle but is not passing through the center. So if you want to write a chord here is AB, then EF is a diameter and you write a radius is OM, right? So a chord is a segment drawn from one point on a circle to another point on a circle. Now a diameter we said necessarily passes through the center. Diameter passes through the center. This is very important point from the exam point of view also. Passes through the center, but chord not necessarily passes through the center. So it means I can say that a chord, a diameter is the longest chord of the circle. So basically a chord cannot be a diameter, but a diameter is the chord. Because why a chord cannot be a diameter? Because the chord does not pass through the center. Okay, so this is very important point. I am again writing it important here, that a diameter is the longest chord of the circle, and a diameter chord cannot be a diameter because it does not pass through the center. Okay, so here we have written again, we have drawn this flat line on the top of each. Why we have done so? Because these are line segments and this is the symbol, this is the way to represent the line segment. Moving to the next part of the circle, which is diameter and chord, which I was explaining you again. So this is AB is a diameter here because it is passing through the center. CD is a chord here because it is AB is passing through the center, so it is a diameter. CD is a chord because it is not passing through the center, but AB can be a chord as well, right? In fact, it is the longest chord. We have just explained you that a diameter is the longest chord of a circle. So diameter, as you see, it is AB here. If I draw a diameter like this, MN, so this is again a chord, right? So a diameter always passes through the center. You see MN is a diameter which is also passing through the center O of the circle. AB is a diameter as it is also passing through the center. But CD is only a chord because it is not passing through the center of the circle. So that is the difference between a diameter and a chord. Let's see the next slide. This slide is about the sector of a circle. Sector or segment can be the new terms for the primary students. So I want everybody to pay attention. So this is again the center of the circle. I have marked it as O, right? Now this is already clear to you is the circumference. These are the radius which when we join a line segment from the center to any point on the circumference gives you the radius. So this is my radius 1 and say this is radius 2 R2, right? So sector is a part of circle made by arc. This is your arc, right? Along with its two radii. So I have taken a part of the circle. I have drawn two radii here, right? One radii is the plural. Radii is basically the plural of radius. So since we are having two radius here, so we have used the word radii. Okay, that's a plural of radius. So this region, this shaded region is called as sector. Okay, and this unshaded region is also another sector. Now we have classified in two terms, minor sector and the major sector. We have classified it as minor sector and the major sector. So a sector, how do we define? It means depending upon the size you see. Minor means something small. Major means the main portion. So the size only if you see is the smaller than the leftover. So this is your minor sector and this is said to be your major sector of the circle. Okay. Now, also I can add it, it looks like the slice of the pizza, right? So if you have a complete pizza and you take out one slice out of it, so that one slice is said to be the minor sector and rest of the pizza can be the major sector. This is how you can remember it, right? So we have two sectors, minor sector of the circle and then we have major sector of the circle. Okay. Now next we have segment of a circle. Now segment is a region bounded by a chord and an arc of the circle. You see I have drawn a chord here, right? AB is a chord because it is not passing through the center and it is joining any 2 points on the circumference of the circle. So AB is a chord here which is dividing actually the circle in two parts, right? So these two parts are said to be the segment. Segment means a portion, a part. So the smaller one is called as the minor segment and the bigger size one is called as the major segment. We have another two part. Now the way of writing it is very important. If I write the minor segment as AB, so AB will be, I don't know, minor or major because AB is here. How do I know that this is representing the minor segment or the major segment? It is a segment only. So to write the segments, we always take two other points. Here you see I have taken a point C and here I have taken a point D on the length of the circle. Now if I want to write the minor segment, I will write ACB. ACB. And if I want to write the major segment, I will write it as ADB. Now ACB means I am clear that I am talking about this is your minor segment. When I am saying ADB, since D point is here, it means I am talking about this portion which is my major segment. So this is how we represent the minor and the major segment. Next, let's see what do we have. We have the arc of the circle, that is very important. So arc is what? It is a continuous piece of a circle. That's important here. Continuous piece of a circle means arc is defined from the shape of the circle, from the circumference only. Means maybe this is an arc, this is an arc, rest and then rest of becomes another arc, right? So if I draw two radii, I have again drawn OP and OQ, two radii on the circle. Now this PMQ is your minor arc and similarly P and Q is my major arc. So what is minor arc? Less than half of the whole arc. This complete circle is what? One whole arc. Right? And we know that this complete angle forms 360 degree in case of circle. So if I draw any two radii which is forming less than half of the whole arc, because if I divide it from the center, that means if I draw a diameter, then you get two equal arcs, right? But if I am drawing two radii here, I am getting this one portion and this rest of the another portion. So this forms the major and minor arc in the circle. So when you are getting less than half of the whole arc, it is called minor arc. And when you get greater than half of the whole arc, this is called your major arc. How do we write? Now again, if you want to write the minor arc, we will again take a point here, say M I have taken, here I have taken point N. Now, so minor arc will be what? PMQ. And since it is an arc, it is written as an arc sign on the top of it. That's important to write. In geometry, it is very important, the symbols. Similarly, if I want to write the major arc, which is P and Q, I have to write it like this. That's an arc sign on the top of it. This is how we define the major and the minor arc. Let's see what else is there. Now, this is very interesting, quarter circle and semicircle. So basically, if I see first the semicircle, so what is a semicircle? If I draw a line, a diameter from the center of the circle, what I will get? I will get 1 and 2 semicircles. So a semicircle is half of a circle which is formed by cutting a whole circle along a line segment passing through the center of the circle. So I am getting one semicircle and two semicircle. So I can say in one circle how many semicircles are there? 1 and 2. Two semicircles are there in one circle. If I come to the quarter of the circle, quarter we know is what? 1 by 4. So if I divide 1 in 4 portions, so this is 1 quarter, 2 quarter, 3 quarter and 4 quarter, which is also called as quadrant. So how many quarters are there in one circle? There are 4 quarters in one circle, right? And how it is formed? By splitting a circle into 4 equal parts. When I am splitting a circle into 4 equal parts, I am getting 4 quarters. When I am splitting a circle in 2 equal parts, I am getting 2 semicircle. Right? So these are also called as quadrant or quarter circle. This is called half circle or semicircle. Now we will see the most important portion about the circle, which is the formulas of the circle. Okay, from mathematical point of view, this is very important topic. So if I draw a circle here, a rough figure I am just taking, and I told you, suppose this is the center, this is your radius and this is your diameter. So we have understood that radius is half of the diameter. Radius is half of the diameter, or in other words, what we can say, that diameter is double of the radius. Double of the radius. So from these 2 points, we will write 2 formulas. Number 1, radius is half of the diameter. So it means if radius you have to calculate, it will be half of the diameter. Where R is your radius, R is radius and D is diameter. So in certain cases, if I know that the diameter is 14 centimeter, if diameter is 14 centimeter, how much will be the radius? So radius will be 14 upon 2 and 2 sevens are 14 means 7 centimeter. So this was my first formula. And in other words, what I have said, diameter is double of the radius, and from this formula also we can see diameter is equals to 2 into r. So diameter is 2 into r. So if I know that the radius of the circle is 2 centimeter, how much will be the diameter? 2 into 2, which gives me 4 centimeter, right? So these are the 2 formulas which we use a lot in mensuration till senior classes, where the diameter will be given and sometimes you need to know the radius. Radius is given and you need to know the diameter to solve a lot of word problems. So these are the 2 formulas which you can mention. Let's see next. Area of a circle and circumference of the circle. 2 important, as we may always measure in the area in the square units, whether it is of square, of triangle, of rhombus, it is always measured in square units. So area of the circle is defined as pi r square, where pi is a constant and the value of the pi is 22 upon 7, which is approximately equals to 3.14. How do you get it? If you divide 22 by 7, you see 7 threes are 21. 1, you need to place a decimal, a 0. 7 ones are 7. 10 minus 7 gives you 3, another 0, and 7 fours are 28. So you are getting again the same number, right? It will make 20. So we take an approximate value till the 2 decimal places, and this is the sign of approximation, a flat line and a wavy line on the top of it. So we say the pi value is 22 by 7, which is approximately equal to 3.14. So this is defined as the area of circle, which is pi r square and is always measured in square units. Next we have the circumference of the circle, which is 2 pi r. Again, pi is a constant here, r is the radius. R is the radius of the circle, and pi is again a constant whose value remains same as in we have written 22 by 7. Now from the last slide, if you see what we have written diameter is equals to 2r. That's the diameter is double of the radius. So on this slide, I can just replace 2r with the diameter, and another form I can write circumference is equals to pi d, as diameter is 2r. So we have replaced this 2 and r with diameter because diameter is equals to 2r. So sometimes in the questions we need to have this format. We may use circumference is equals to 2 pi r. If diameter is given, we can directly use this formula. So this is about the area of the circle and circumference of the circle. We will be doing one question on the basis of it. Let's see the area of the semicircle and the circumference of the semicircle. One thing is very clear to us, that if it is a circle, it's the center of the circle, and we draw a line segment passing through the center of the circle. So we get two semicircles, right? We get two semicircles. So what is area? Area is the space occupied, a region bounded. Now when I am talking about the semicircle, it is exactly half of the circle. It means if the area of the circle was pi r square, then area of semicircle will be exactly half of it. So this becomes the area of the semicircle, pi r square upon 2, which is again measured in square units. I am again repeating, since we know that the area of the circle is pi r square, right? But a semicircle occupies half of the region as compared to the circle. Therefore, the area of semicircle will be half of it, right? Now, the circumference is little bit tricky, which I really want everybody to focus. So this is how you get a semicircle, right? Wherein this is the diameter of the circle and this is half circumference of the circle. So this is how a semicircle is formed here. If you want to write the circumference of the circle, we know it is 2 pi r. So in case of semicircle, it becomes half of it, right? But we know that this circumference is the total length of the figure. So this you have calculated as pi r, because this 2 and 2 is cancelled. We have to take this length also, which is the diameter of the circle, because the circumference is the total length of the figure. So what we will be doing? We have to add diameter into it when we write the circumference, which gives you pi r plus d. We have to add the diameter because we are defining the circumference, and circumference should be the total length of the figure. So we have taken this as pi r and we will be adding the diameter to it to get the circumference of the semicircle. Okay, I hope this is also clear to you. Let's see some practice question. So I'll be taking first, if radius of a circle is 2 centimeter, what will be its diameter? So diameter is twice of radius, therefore 2 into 2, and diameter will be 4 centimeter, right? Let's see another type of question. If diameter of a circle is 16 centimeter, what will be its radius? Now radius is what? Half of the diameter. Therefore 16 upon 2, it means this will be 8 centimeter. This is how we calculate radius and diameter. Let's see next question. If the radius of the circle is 2 centimeter, what will be the circumference of the circle, right? So circumference is 2 pi r. We write it as 2 into say 3.14 and radius is 2 again, right? So this becomes 4 into 3.14. If you multiply it, 4 4s are 16, 1 carry, 4 1s are 4, plus 1 5, 4 3s are 12. So 12.56 centimeter, this will be the circumference of the circle, right? Similarly, if I say r is say 7 centimeter, what will be the area of the circle? So area of the circle is what? Pi r square. Let's place pi as 22 by 7. How much is r? 7 by 7. So this is cancelled. Now 22 into 7 will be 154. And area is measured in square unit, so it becomes square centimeter. So this is how we calculate the area, we calculate the circumference and area of the circle with the given radius. Okay. So you can practice more questions about the circle. This was all about the circle, all the parts of the circle. Please watch this video very carefully and it's going to be very helpful for you in your Olympiad exams. I will be coming up very soon in my next video with a different geometrical shapes. Till then, keep practicing maths. Take care. Bye-bye everybody.